Hello, everyone. My name is Amanda Waldhart, and you are here with Amanda's InspirationStation.com. Welcome to this week's Weekly Wednesday. I cannot even, I say this, I feel like every time a new month begins and a new month ends, but March 30th already. Whoa, crazy. So, my kids are on spring break this week. And we're not going anywhere. Yay for me. We went in October to Disney World, so spring break is more of a staycation, which is fine. I have one kid who's completely content with that. She has been loving just lounging around. And then my other kid just wants to go, go, go. Like if I run to the store, she wants to run with me. And we can't just run to the store. She has to get completely decked out. So it's been an interesting week so far. All right, I have two cards for you today, and we are going to use blending brushes. I love blending brushes, so we're going to use them today. And we're going to use these masks that are found in the January through June mini catalog, Butterflies and Flowers, Layering Decorative Masks. And then we're going to use these Sunny Sentiment Sayings. I really like this stamp set. This stamp set sadly is not carrying over. So if you like this stamp set, you will definitely want to shop my online store. Head over to amandasinspirationstation.com and you will definitely want to get some of that. All right, so let's kind of get started. First of all, if you are watching me on YouTube and you are not a YouTube subscriber of mine, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. Just click that red little subscribe button. I do come on here every Wednesday and I usually do a bundle or a stamp set and I create two projects with it. Sometimes they're cards, sometimes they're 3Ds, sometimes they're treat holders. I will tell you, this month of March, I found that I did all cards this time, which is relatively odd for me. But next month, because I am working on my weekly Wednesday projects this week, I usually have them a month ahead of time. You will want to stay tuned because I have found some really cool things at the Dollar Tree. And so I am going to be doing a lot of different projects using some Dollar Tree items. So you'll be excited about that. Different things coming. So definitely stick around. Today's projects, I will have a project sheet that is completely free and printable. It'll be right at amandasinspirationstation.com or underneath the video, you can click right on the link. It'll take you to my project sheet where there will be colored copy instructions. No, not instructions. I'm going to be doing the instructions right now with this video. Sorry, there's going to be colored copy pictures of these cards, and there is going to be measurements and a supply list of what I used. But the actual instructions is this video. All right, so we're going to do some fun blending, and we have this card here, which is probably my all-time favorite because I love bright colors, and then you put in black and white with it. It's like that's like my favorite thing. So we're going to have some fun doing this one. We added a few little matte black dots, did some heat embossing and some ribbon, and voila. And then we just have blank inside. And then our second card, I am like starting to be in love with these colors. So we're going to use another mask, but these are the colors that we're using with this one. This is one of my new favorite color combos. It is Petal Pink Calypso Coral. Sorry, I have a cough drop in my mouth, kind of wedged to the side of my cheek. And I know I shouldn't have it in there, but my throat has been so dry lately and I didn't want it to be all like weird when I was doing the video. So I'm sorry. I say some weird stuff sometimes, I guess, with hard candy in my mouth. All right. So cinnamon cider. Oh, who else is going to be so sad to see this go? Oh, this and Just Jade are going to be my cries. Misty Moonlight was one of my cries, but if you haven't had a chance to check out on my blog, I do have the new In Colors coming out. I've posted 2022 to 2024 in colors are posted. And there are some colors that are very similar to Misty Moonlight. So I can handle Misty Moonlight leaving, but Cinnamon Cider and Just Jade I'm going to cry about. And then we're using some Cajun Craze. And let me quickly show you the colors palettes that we're using for this other card here. Polished Pink, Mango Melody, Just Jade, Bermuda Bay, and Highland Heather. Now, when In Colors leave us, because In Colors only stay for 2 years, they are while supplies last. So if you love those colors, grab yourself some ink refills if you have the ink pad already, so that you have that to last you a long time. Grab some more cardstock, grab some more designer series paper. Go get that. You can shop my online store for that. And this week until March 31st, if you use this hostess code with me and you shop a minimum order of $35, you will get an exclusive Stamping Up insulated lunch bag. And let me rephrase that. You will get a chance to win this. So let me go with that. For every $35 that you spend, your name will go in a drawing to win the Stampin' Up! Exclusive insulated lunch bag, which is super cute. And you know what? I'm going to quick grab it. It's not only adorable, but it also, so here it is. It also is great for drinks. I use mine all the time in my car when I'm traveling, and I just want to put some bottled water in it, some soda, you name it. But it has this cute, adorable pocket on the back, and this is the bag. So let me open it up. And you have until March 31st to place an order with me. So it zips up like this. Okay, let me go like this. Okay, so here's the bag. Front of the bag, cute. Side of the bag, cute. Back of the bag, little pocket, cute. And then, of course, the inside of the lunch bag is insulated. Okay, so you have a chance to win that with me. And I pay for the shipping, so if you win, it'll be mailed to you. And it'll also be mailed inside. There will be a random pack of 6x6 mixed designer series paper. That will be inside as well. So you got stuff to get. Now's the time. You can get your name to for that drawing. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with this one first. I'm going to put that there. We're going to start with our black card base, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And you're going to want to use your bone folder to varnish in those creases. So I'm going to get my bone folder here. Now you're going to need 2 pieces of basic white. Both are going to measure at 4 by 5 1/4. One is going to be the inside, and the other is going to be the layer that we're going to do our masking on. So let's go ahead and put the inside in, because we're not doing any stamping in there. So I'm just going to go ahead and place that right inside. Okay. And let's do some heat emboss first, and then we'll go into our blending. So for the sentiment, you are going to need Versamark ink pad. We're going to need some white embossing powder, which I'm going to leave over to the side because it's messy and I don't want it all over. And then also to the right or the left of me, I have my heat tool. But Versamark here, we're going to use this, and we're going to do the same. Thought you could use some Sunny Thoughts today. And I'm going to just ink that up. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to stamp that. And this die piece that I have here is from the Stitch So Sweetly dies. Sadly, those are not staying either. They are on the retired list. So please, if there's something you like, you want to get that now. These are great dies. I will sadly miss them. In fact, I probably won't get rid of them. I will probably keep them. I have a couple sets for when I'm doing like events. It's easier when I have a couple sets, but I will definitely keep one of the sets for myself, for my scrapbooking, because I love these shapes so much. But yeah, if you go to amandasinspirationstation.com and you shop, everything that's on there that's retiring, it'll say retiring underneath at the bottom. So, all right, let me go ahead and we're going to turn on our heat tool here. And what we want it to not look like a chalk. We want it to, it'll turn white and shiny. But it takes a minute for this heat tool to heat up. So we'll get that going. See, there we go. Now it's starting to get all white and shiny. And before I burn my fingers, we're going to swap this around here. All right, so we have that done. We're going to set that aside because now we're going to brush off the little embossing powder. It feels like sand and grit, so I need to brush that off. All right, I'm going to bring a little grid paper on top of my big grid paper. I know that sounds weird, but I'm going to do that because that's what I'm going to use for underneath my blending brushes. So I'm going to open up my masks. Now this mask pack is really nice. I love it. It's $10, but you get 1 mask, 2 masks, which is one we're going to use, 3 masks, which the butterflies are so cute, 4, 5, and 6. So we're going to use these 2. I'm going to get those out of the way. All right. So what I'm going to do, I've got some washi tape here. In fact, I have a jar full of washi tape. They work wonders when you're doing masking because I'm going to, okay. I just realized I'm using Switcher Studio when I do my videos. And so you probably saw a little glitch thing in there. I did not have enough storage space to finish my video. So it abruptly cut off. And hopefully I can go back into iMovies and merge them together. And we'll see what happens here. Where I was at, if it doesn't work, I'm making this card right now. And we're going to use the mask to do some blending. I have already done my heat emboss for my saints. We're going to set that aside. And right now I'm just getting out all of my ink colors. So, I don't know where my sticker went to my Highland Heather here. All right, so what we're going to do is I have different colors here. And I'm going to start at the top. And so I'm going to go in a circular motion over here to my polished pink. And I am going to kind of lightly go like that because I don't want it to be too dark. I want to be able just to kind of go in a circular motion. And I'm going to go down about an inch. And now I'm going to go into my Mango Melody. I'm going to do the same thing, only I'm going to go over the top of the polished pink so that I'm adding in a little bit of a different color. Okay, then I'm going to do Just Jade. And I'm going to put these over there. So I'm going to add in some Just Jade here. And I can tell you right now I need some more. So I'm going to Add in some more Just Jade. And I am holding this, which I'm going to have to be careful because I'm going to get my fingers all inky. All right, so now I want to do Bermuda Bay. So again, I'm going to go underneath the Just Shade, but I am going to go into a little bit of the Just Shade. And I'm going to go back into the I'm sorry, that we were just doing Bermuda Bay. I'm going to go back into the Just Shade just so I can go a little bit into the Mango Melody because I'm trying to blend them all. And then at the very end, I'm going to do Highland Heather. So I'm going to put that at the very end, and I'm going to bring it up into the color above, which is the Bermuda Bay. All right, that's all I did. Okay, so now here's our piece. We're going to take our mask off. I'm going to pull this out, and there's our background. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love how easy this turns out. So we're completely done with these colors. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get them out of our way. So much fun. I love the rainbow bright color. Just, it's fun. Fun, fun, fun. All right, so let's bring our card base back. Here's our card base. Now we're going to use some ribbon, and I've got our black glitter ribbon, which again, this is also leaving. The white one is staying, but the black is leaving. I really wish, since it was black and white, they would keep the black. You know, keep both the black and white, because this is so gorgeous when you want to, like, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? When you really want to deck something up a little bit more. So we're going to use the ribbon. I'm going to wrap it around here. So I'm going to give it a cut. And I'm going to go like this. And I'm just going to wrap this down like this. And then I'm going to place that. Oops, I have that a little bit crooked. I don't know if you guys can hear this, but my home phone is nonstop ringing right now. And it is my husband and my mother. Because whenever one of them calls me, the other one calls me. It's like no fail. No fail. All right, so I am going to pop that up, but I want to make sure that I cut a little piece like this. Because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of fold it like, I'm going to kind of fold it in half, but I'm going to angle it to the side. And then what I'm going to use is some glue dots here. And I'm going to place the glue dot before I even angle that here. I'm going to place that like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of this, which I need to find my dimensionals. Here we go. And we'll go like this. And then we're going to place that right over top of it. And then we're just going to add a few of these little black matte dots. And I'm just going to kind of randomly put them in between like these little flowers here. And I'm just kind of randomly doing it. We'll do this. Let's just do that one. There we go. And there we go. There's our card. Fun, cute, easy peasy. All right, let's go to our next one. So for our next one, we're going to do the same concept, only we're going to do flowers. So I'm going to pick this off, and I'm going to try not to really touch this, because I will tell you, this does have ink on it. So if you touch it, you are going to get ink on your fingers. I'm going to throw it off to the side. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run it under the sink. And that's all I'm going to do. All right, so I'm going to place my piece of cardstock for this one. We also have a white piece because we're going to dive right into the blending. And I'm going to pull this card out. There we go. So you could do different things. Like if you just wanted to do this flower here and then lift it up and do this flower here again, you could. I'm actually going to do this, and I'm actually going to just do this whole entire thing. Especially if you're a beginner and you're kind of nervous about using the blending brushes to begin with. I find that, before you get all like fancy, just work with what you got. So I'm going to leave it alone like this and just one. Now, could I just do the one and then lift up the mat and move it? Of course. But I'm afraid I'm going to mess that all up and I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to do what I did the first time. And I'm going to bring out my brushes. Now, the pink petal I'm going to set aside. So I'm going to set this aside because pink petal is what I'm going to go over everything with. So let's start out with, we have Calypso Coral. And then we have Cinnamon Cider. And then we have Cajun Craze. All right. So now all of these are kind of browns and oranges. So I have two brushes. Now, when I do my blending brushes, I know some people use the same blending brush for all of it, and that's totally fine. I personally, I'm just going to grab a couple different ones here. Hold on. I have mine by category. So like I have pinks here and I use all my pinks on this one. Blues, greens, purples. And how I clean them is I take a wet wipe and I just literally brush them until nothing comes off of it. But even if you brush it until nothing comes off of it, you're still going to see this ink on them. They're not going to stay white anymore. All right. So I'm going to start with the lighter color first. And I'm just going to kind of lightly, there really is no really lighter color, but with these three being darker colors, they're not really lighter colors, I want them to look lighter. So I'm definitely going to want to go off to the side of my paper and brush off first. And I definitely just want to do it very lightly. So this is Calypso Coral, but see how I'm doing it in such a light, I'm actually not pressing any pressure on here. I'm doing it very lightly. And I'm also stamping off, blending off is what I'm trying to say. I guess I'm blending off because I don't want this to be super dark because we have all three dark colors. So I'm going to set that aside. Now I'm going to kind of do this with the Cinnamon Cider. And I just kind of want to get that. And I just want to go in like a circular motion and maybe not go over the whole thing, but just in certain areas. So I didn't do it in all the areas. I'm going to go back with this one so see how I'm going like this. There's nothing on it anymore. So now I'm going to go in and I'm going to do my Cajun Craze. And I'm going to still lightly, but I'm kind of going to go in an area where I want my Cajun Craze to be. So I kind of want my center of my flowers to be that way. And I'm just going to kind of go along the edge of the top here. All right. I'm happy with this right now. I don't want to get so detailed that I'm like, what the? So I'm going to pull this out like that. And there's my flowers. So I'm going to kind of give you're just putting in different areas. You'll be amazed when you're done at how cool this really looks. Don't be scared to do it. Just dive in and do it. Just make sure when you do it, you always, it's like stamping. If you want something to stamp the same color, but you want a light part and a dark part, you're going to stamp the one image. And then for the light part, you're going to stamp off and then put it on. You're doing the same thing with your blending brushes. All right. So now I do want to add some of this petal pink though. So I'm going to make sure I'm not all crazy with that. And I'm going to go over now all of my flowers with my petal pink. Because I do want that hue and I kind of want that softness actually is what I guess I'm looking for. I'm looking for that softness. All right. There's our thing. So see how I kind of went a circular motion to blend it to make it softer. All right. So 5.5 by 8.5 fold it in half. Use your bone folder to varnish in the crease, or you can score it at 4 1/4. Okay. Now this time I have a different, so I still have my inside piece. This is 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to go ahead and put that on the inside. But now last time this piece was the same size. So this time I did not do that. I actually added another layer to this card. I added some Cajun craze. So we're going to actually, this is 4 and 5 1/4, same as the inside piece. This now is 3 3/4 by 5. So I want to add some ribbon around it, and I love this ribbon. Here's another ribbon that is leaving. This is Flirty Flamingo with a little bit of gold. And I know it's Flirty Flamingo, but it just adds so much with these color tones, and I just love it. So again, we're going to wrap it around this white piece. So I'm going to cut myself a piece like that. And I'm going to go ahead and put my adhesive on the back, and I'm just going to do it in the center, but I want to make sure that I'm straight here. Okay. And I'm going to now attach that to my Calypso Coral. Okay. Now I'm going to attach this to my card base. And I'm doing this all flat. I'm not using dimensionals. I'm making this all flat because I am going to pop this up. But we need to stamp first, and we still need to do a little piece of that little ribbon again. So we're just cutting a little piece of that ribbon. We're just kind of folding it in half to create like a little banner. And then I'm going to use my glue dots for it. And we're going to do the same thing that we did on the last one. So we're going to need our Cajun Craze back again because that's the color I chose to stamp the sentiment in. And we're going to stamp that. I feel like I got that a little crooked, but you know what? Oh, well. I could flip it over, but it's not that bad. I don't think it's that bad. I'm not going to. All right, so I'm going to place that flat. I'm going to flip this down because now I'm going to add some dimensionals. All right. So we're kind of doing the same style card. We're just adding. So with this one, we just did one layer of blends. This one, we actually added an extra piece of cardstock. And this time the jewels we're going to add is, we're going to add some of these gorgeous iridescent rhinestones. You'll find them in the January through June mini. So I'm going to add some stones kind of right over the flowers here. And I'm going to put one of these big ones up over here. There we go. And you know what? I didn't do this, but I kind of like a little one right there. You know what? Why not? I like it. Oh, and then I just flung one at myself. There we go. All right. So here is our blending of this one. And see, this one got a little bit darker than this one, and that's okay. They still look great. I love the way they look. They each do look a little bit different, but I love that. This one kind of looks very similar, but they look great. I love that. Okay, so you guys, we used a lot of products that are retiring. Sad. It's always sad to see products go, but it's always nice to get new products as well. So keep in mind that new catalog comes out May 3rd for everyone. If you are a demonstrator, you will get yours in April with a select order pre-order list that you can actually pre-order some items from. So maybe you want to join the Crafty Cats team so you can get some stuff early. Plus there's tons of other benefits purchasing that ultimate starter kit. Message me if you ever have any questions. But definitely if you want to grab some of your, maybe it's the cinnamon cider and just jade, some of the in colors that are leaving, or maybe it's just some of the product that are leaving. You definitely want to get that while supplies last because that's what happens and that kind of stuff goes fast. So shop my online store. Don't forget to use the hostess code. The hostess code, any $35 order for every $35 order, your name, your name will go in that drawing for this cute, adorable insulated bag. Okay, you guys have a great rest of your week. Sorry, I felt like this video today was just not on my side, but I will see you next week for our weekly Wednesday, and have a great rest of your week. Bye.